Gabba Gabba, hey Drunken Cock fans, this is Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming from the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, and we're here to announce that you have found and stumbled upon our show. We're very happy to have you. If you found this on podcast platforms, you will be sorely disappointed in the magic entertainment. However, the video will be uploaded to YouTube and Facebook. Remember, this show is an adult show, contains adult content. Have fun, stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. You have stumbled back on Under 14 Show, presented to you by the Woolen Comedy Club in scenic Bridgewater, Vermont. Tonight, Collen's here, GW's here, and we got Chadwick Sutton on the couch. Should be fun. We'll catch up with him, see how the New York music scene has been going throughout the course of this shit show that we've called 2021-ish thing, too, maybe. I don't know. We'll see where it goes, but yeah, let's get it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 14 of the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, Season 2, presented by the Woolen Comedy Club, starts right now. We got Collen, GW, and Chadwick Sutton. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to be talking about a certain problem an IKEA store has been having in Canada. We're going to talk about Fred Durst and his epic comeback, looking like he's 30 years younger than the first time we saw him. We're going to talk about a double gold medalist who got barred from Instagram for sharing some photos or video that didn't belong to her. We're going to talk about how punk rock has become way too safe. And yeah, we're going to talk about some cool stuff with Chad and get into him and see what he's all about. But without further ado, welcoming to our spotlight stage, my good friend, a man that's always there for me, a man who made me look very good on camera, which is hard to do because I am not flattering from any angles. Please welcome to our spotlight stage, Mr. GW Foley. Oh, G-Dubs.
Oh,
He was backstage.
Oh my God. How the fuck did that happen? What is up, motherfuckers? It is Wednesday night. Yes, it's 8 o'clock. Time to get drunk. I have to be honest. I kind of had a crappy weekend. I'm not gonna lie. It really kind of sucked. I was pet sitting on this weekend, and it was for a 1-year-old puppy. I'm going to give advice to everyone out there. Don't do it. Don't babysit a puppy. Like, if you're responsible enough to have a puppy, you should take care of it and not give it to your friends to watch for the weekend while you go gallivanting off across the countryside. The little bastard bit me in the testicle. Yes, that was painful. I don't know if you've ever been bitten by a puppy before, but they have really sharp fucking teeth, and my nuts are sensitive. I howled like a little girl. I cursed the demon spawn, and then it ran away, and I felt vindicated. But it was just a ploy to turn around and run full force and jump right on the same nut that it just bit. I needed some ice after that, and I was feeling pretty shitty. Then, laying in bed a little bit later, I had my shirt off, and he came up to cuddle and started suckling on my tit. Yeah, he went straight to the nipple, expecting milk, and I got bit in the nipple. Like, this dog is like erotic like the dog version of fucking what's his name, Gray from 50 Shades of Grey. Doing all the kinky shit I try to get my wife to do, but I'm sure it's pretty illegal when I get a fucking puppy to do it. The piece de resistance in my terrible French was we were getting ready to go to bed one night when he was here, and it was a long day. I had some filming that I need to shoot that Saturday, where it took me like a couple hours to get to the site, a couple hours there, and a couple hours back. Like it was a whole day process of doing this shoot. And we were all getting ready for bed. Jess, my wife, goes into bed and smells something funky, and she assumed one of the dogs farted, which happens. Dogs fart like worse than I do. But no, she put her hand down in the bed to prop herself up and promptly put her hand in a giant pile of dog shit. The little fucker shit in my bed.
Oh.
How? I've had a dog piss in my bed before, and that, as sucky as that is, you can change the sheet and wash it and be fine. But dog shit, a big muddy pot, like it wasn't even a solid shit. It looked like a fucking mud pie that you make as a toddler. You try to get people to eat. You're like, yeah, here, have my pie. And it was like, I literally had to take the sheet, bring it to the bathroom, and just like dump it. Like there wasn't like it was just oozed everywhere, and it ruined my day. It like it was fucking awful. I can't express to myself how much it sucked to have a dog shit in my bed before. And it's not like I that's something that one gets used to. It doesn't. Like I'm sure it could happen again and I would still have the same reaction of there's dog shit in my bed. Let's burn the bed. Let's just get rid of it and buy a new one. Fuck it. School's almost over for me. I'm excited about that. I have a couple finals that I need to do where I'm really freaking out because it's like a 10-page paper and I haven't done shit. I'm going to save myself to the last minute like I always do and worry all the steps of the way going, I should have done this earlier, but not. So that's going to be fun. Luckily I'm getting a good enough grade in the class, so if I totally bomb it, I'm not going to fail. And that's the important thing, is not failing. Like you can passing is such an arbitrary thing because everyone thinks you need A's to pass. You don't. You need a D. Like let's not be overachievers here.
C minus.
Yeah, C minus. There we go. Like something reachable.
Yeah.
Like if you're going reachable, the world is your oyster. There's no reason that you like overachieving is going to get you anywhere else in life other than more work to do and higher expectations of doing it good. If you do it half-assed, you're going to get further in life because no one's going to give a shit about what you do. That's words from old Uncle GW. That's kind of it for my time. Let's turn it over to Collen and see how he's doing. And welcome back, sir.
Wonderful to be on the program here tonight, as always. I've been watching a little bit of the Olympics. I think it's funny when people talk about the Olympics and they say that they're humbled by things, you know, to be like, I just beat my own world record. And it's really, I'm just humbled. I'm just humbled to do that. That's not what being humbled is. Okay? Beating your own world record is not a humbling experience. What's being a humbling experience is having your bank card declined. Okay, that's humbling. Okay, like going to the ATM machine to find out you have $40 in your checking account. That's a humbling experience. Okay?
Oh, thank God.
winning the gold medal at the Olympics is not a humbling experience. I think it's strange that there's all this, focus on mental health and all these people who can't seem to keep their cool and they're all wigging out and they're all stressed out. You know what works really well with mental health and feeling less stressed? Marijuana. Marijuana. Let these tennis players smoke a big old blunt, then go out there. That guy wouldn't ever throw his racket. He'd be like, I lost.
Oh, man.
Oh, shucks.
Well, better luck next time. No, they can't have it both ways. They want these people under a massive amount of pressure, and then they don't want them to smoke pot. And I think that's crazy. I always wanted to compete against Michael Phelps. I know a lot of people thought he was the best swimmer in the world, but I feel like I could have beat him.
Totally.
I can hear it now. If I was in the Olympics, the radio announcers, talking, be like, this is Collen Doyle swimming for the United States. He's up against Michael Phelps. A lot of things. One thing that people don't realize about Collen is he's probably going to use his freak bodily proportions. That is, he has the upper body of someone 3 feet tall, but the lower body of someone 2. He's basically a human fish. That's true about Phelps. Michael Phelps' upper body is that of like an 8 foot tall man. Yeah. And then he's got like his lower body is that of someone like 4.5 feet tall.
Like if you were the Iron Giant, that would be him.
Yeah. The one thing I am confident that I could beat Michael Phelps in is taking bong rips. I don't think there are a lot of videos of him looking like the bad boy of the Olympics, but I think I'd have him there. Recently, reading an article in the New York Times about Miami, and they're very worried about Miami right now, and that Miami is facing global sea level change and climate change, and the flooding's getting worse, the sea surge is getting higher, and they're going to have to build a wall around Miami that's going to be about 20 feet high is what they're thinking. And the New York Times says, Miami, contemplating the effects of climate change, is going to build a wall around the city 20 feet high. They said, but here's the problem. It's not cheap, it's not easy, and it's not pretty. And I think that's really funny that basically what the New York Times is like, the planet is dying, but here's the bad news. It's not cheap, easy, or pretty. It's like, what do you think was going to be like, hey, guys, sea level's changing. Luckily for us, though, I have a really cheap, easy, beautiful solution to this problem. It doesn't exist. There is no cheap, easy solution to that. I guess that brings me to next point on no cheap, easy solution. Cuomo. I guess, can we just have one guinea that does not have a total fall from grace? I mean, can we just have one? This seems to be the common trend here with anyone associated with New York who's a guinea who has done well. You know what I mean? It's like, let's look at Giuliani, right? Rewind the clocks like 10 years ago. People thought Giuliani was the greatest mayor in New York City's history. Oh, Giuliani, he cleaned up the city. That was Giuliani. Giuliani was an absolute train wreck for New York City. He drove a bulldozer through the Lower East Side and the East Village. He was the beginning of the end to New York City, but people loved him. People loved Giuliani. And then he crawls out from whatever troll hole he'd been living in these past few years to come out to be what? The legal advice to Donald Trump? What are you doing? You don't need the money. You don't need the fame. Just go back and write a book that's called How I Cleaned Up New York and Everybody's Decided to Love Me, called Giuliani. All right? No, he's down at the Four Seasons, sweating with hair dye running down his head, saying, "Look, he doesn't pay his taxes, and that makes him smart. That makes him very, very smart. Not paying his taxes." Funny, New York District Attorney doesn't seem to be that was that smart, but okay. But now we have Cuomo. We loved Cuomo. Cuomo was the guy who was supposed to save New York while killing old people. We loved him. And now, what? Now he's ruined his whole thing, his whole reputation. You got the president asking you to step down. If the president comes on television, is like, yeah, I just stepped down. That's a different level of like,
Yeah.
I gotta resign. There's like some people like, you're gonna be fired or you can resign. It's like the president's like, just resign. You know what I mean? And then the funny thing is with Cuomo, you still know he's gonna be like, these are completely false allegations. I have no idea what this is. And I would say I'm sorry and I would apologize if I was guilty, but I'm not. And I never once did anything wrong. And that's why I'm going to stay the governor of this fine state like the Cuomos have been for the last 45 years. We're not going anywhere, folks. They're like, and the big question is, they're like, we want to know if Cuomo used intimidation while he was in his office and used his power and his intimidate. Have you heard the man talk? He literally came on TV and would be like, Hamptons, I'm looking at you. I'm warning you. This is me being nice. This is me being nice. This is him talking to the country with like his smiley face on. Like, can you imagine what he'd be like in the office? He just comes in, he looks at some guy. He's like, Dan, you're a fucking dumbass. We all know it. All right. What are you doing? Get out of my face. All right. Good morning, everybody. Like, fucking Dan, every morning with this guy. But that's my week. That's my week in reflection. I'd like to kick it over to the reason we all come here every week, which is Hickory, the drunken underwhelming.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Collen, thank you for being here, sir. G-Dubs, thank you. Jason, for hopping on last minute last week. We appreciate that. I figured I would keep it short, as those of you who have been watching the show or who have not been watching the show and have seen it for the first time now, I am Hickory the homeless and underwhelming. I no longer have a home. Fortunately, my new one is to be delivered tomorrow, so I should have some video to put up soon of the magic work they do to somehow get this house off the fucking flatbed and onto the beautiful slab that's been poured there. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to be magic enough that I'll be up there in costume filming it. So it should be pretty good. But due to the fact that I'm living in this very swanky hotel where these people down below me are probably pretty pissed off that I'm half in the bag yelling at a camera and a microphone inside of my hotel room all alone by myself, because the beautiful assistant isn't here to correct me tonight. And she's usually like my audio correction. She'll like just look out the bedroom, the other side of the hotel room, and like look at me and be like, shut the fuck up. She's like, there's people here that actually want to be here. Okay. It's not just us. Which is exactly how I felt on every vacation I've ever been on. Is that, and I'm like, yeah, there's people that actually want to be here. It's not just us, honey. Maybe we should back off and stop yelling at this bellhop now. But since I don't have a whole lot of things here, I figured I'd show you guys an old classic. And this is just a cute little kind of container here. You don't mind the white powder in there. That's nothing conspicuous or anything. But basically, what had happened is I was drunk at the dollar store, hunting for props because I had packed most of my stuff, and I was like, what am I going to do on the show? I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do this. So if you were to just take some salt and pour it into that container, as you can see, there's a good amount of salt in there, and place the lid on. You place the lid off. This is like the worst cooking show I've ever been a part of. And flip it over, you'll realize that the salt has disappeared, and it's not under the cap either. But in fact, it's in that hand. Now I thought this was really cool. and I got salt all over the place now. So at least there'll be something for the beautiful assistant to yell at me about when she gets back. I couldn't leave her just not yelling when she got back, right? That would be rude of me. But I'll show you what I would do. So if I was an adult magician and I was to, let's take a nice little pour, pack that shit down in there, make that vanish.
Nice.
I could just.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
And now I have salt all over the place, but you know what? That's a housekeeper's issue now. Oh, it feels so swanky already. But I felt like I keep it short, keep the spotlight on our guest of the evening, since our guest of last week was, well, Jason. Jason, thank you for hopping on the stream last week and bailing us out there. It was an interesting show. For those who didn't catch it, you should go up and catch some highlights, because there were some moments in there. But without further ado, keeping episode 14 of the Drunken Under Quarantine show right on the rails where it belongs. Woot woot. Without further ado, welcoming to the spotlight stage a man that I had not met in person, but both Collen and GW. He apparently is one of Collen's less attractive New York friends, I guess, is what I heard earlier during the show, which is crazy because Collen is goddamn Screech in New York, apparently, but he is the Slater of our Bridgewater team. Welcome, without further ado, a man, a musician, an artist, somebody that I'm pretty jealous of, because watching some of the screen stuff that he's done, or some of the video stuff he's done, is absolutely incredible. Welcoming to our spotlight stage, Mr. Chadwick Sutton.
Yeah. What's up?
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. Appreciate it. Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to have you on, sir.
Hell yeah, absolutely. All right, so I'm in I got a band. Made some movies. I've been acting for quite a long time, and killing it in New York now. But I have this video. Do you want me to show it now, or do you guys want to go into questions? Or
no, I think now would be a great time. We'll do some questions afterward.
All right, well, let me give you a little taste. Is there a way to share my screen?
Yeah, right down bottom should be a share screen section.
Share video file or share screen. Share screen. Share entire screen.
Yep, and then it should pop up, and then I can add it to the stream like that.
Cool.
Whenever you're ready, there we go.
Nice. All right, well, here's my band. Ready?
Nice. You want me to full screen it?
Sure.
Nice.
Oops, sorry.
No, you're good. Should I be hearing audio, Chad?
You should.
That I am not.
No.
Let me check. Hold on, let me check. Okay, not on my end. You might have to, when you go to share the screen, you have to click a little button that says share audio. A bunch of great comments in the comment section going on for you right now, Chad.
Oh, nice. Let's see. Oh yeah, I love you guys. That's great. Let me just see if I can figure this out.
I think Chadwick's our most popular.
Oh yeah, he's got a bunch of them in there.
Disconnect headphones. Play from laptop.
Shouldn't have to do that.
Share screen. Some screens let you share audio. Look for the share audio checkbox on the next window. Next window. Yeah, that's
See,
weird.
this is what you get when it's a live show, you know? Sometimes,
That's right.
sometimes
Sometimes
it
you get
works,
excitement.
sometimes it's what we call underwhelming, you know?
Okay, let's try this
This is
again.
why we don't review things ahead of time.
I don't think it's gonna work, but we'll try. You got any audio?
No. Can you actually just send me the link, Chad?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Get over here.
You want me to do it on Facebook or what?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So
Remove that.
I would like to say that this is our first video issue, but it's not. So don't worry. Don't feel bad.
That's right.
This type of shit happens all the time to us.
Almost our first video issue.
I heard a new one the other day. Why did the penguin cross the road twice?
Why?
Why?
To prove he's not chicken.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I saw
that's a
that
good one.
movie. I saw that movie Pig with Nicolas Cage, and I was really hoping they would put a disclaimer at the end of the film that said there were no pigs harmed in the bacon of this film. Yeah, I got audio.
For the swing, knuckles turning black. Disconnect on the slab, mechanized attack. Simplified, amplified, scripture to the bone. When all that's left to do. To the edge, mark and snap, accelerate the drive. You know what's left to And the one that helps you die, for the ones that you pretend, for the ones that you defend, you're someone else to me. And the one that helps you die, for the ones that you pretend, for the ones that you defend, you're someone else to me. Climbing steel, climbing through the flag. Scale wall, silent death, mechanized attack. Mechanized electrify, fucking fight or die. In the stage, it is set for you. Strike the core, curtain call, murders of alive. Now it's all of you. This mechanized attack will decimate all others opposed, crying for salvation. I am the one that helps you die, for the ones that you pretend, for the ones that you defend. You're someone else to me. I am the one that helps you die, for the ones that you pretend, for the ones that you defend. You're someone else to me. your death, mechanized attack. On your own, driving through, going to survive. When this is your time, I'm the one that helps you die. For the one to tell reason, for the one to tell even. You're someone else to I am the one that helps you die. For the one to tell reason, for the one to tell even. You're someone else to I am the one that helps you die. For the one to tell reason, for the one to tell even. You're someone else to I am the one that helps you die. For the one to tell reason, for the one to tell even. You're someone else to oh, yeah.
Woo!
Awesome stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, that was
By the
absolutely
way,
phenomenal.
You are the first guest to ever go into the comment section of his own show. So congratulations.
Yep.
Just had to throw some horns up, dude.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. So during COVID, we made a bunch of stuff. That was something we'd made, and we've come a long way. Our sound is even more visceral and brutal, even hence then. We're in the works of an album right now.
Nice.
We're 95% done. I've just got to retrack like 2 songs, and then that's it. We're done. We're releasing it as soon as possible. We've been in and out of the studio for the last 3 weeks, which was really cool. I've been having a really awesome time with that, and got our first show since COVID coming up August 28th at Lucky 13 in Brooklyn. So that should be super fun. I've been hitting the gym the last couple of days, trying to get my endurance back on the game here, going from COVID couch to heavy metal, you know?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, so we got some things in the works, man. We're really excited for this.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for being on. And for those who are unprepared, here comes the jarring part. Chad, thank you so much for being on, brother. That was phenomenal.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, it's fun. Hopefully, you guys get to see it live someday. That'd be fun. And as me with you guys too, I'd love to see your some comedy.
That would be phenomenal. We need to start doing like hybrid shows. Yeah. But it's a really weird hybrid because it's really quiet and everybody has to pay attention in the beginning, and then it gets so loud that you can't not pay attention later on. Actually might be a perfect venue because like that's how it goes for normal shows, that people are so tuned in earlier on, they kind of drift off later. But you know, if we brought in the metal later on, you wouldn't be able to not pay attention.
Apparently, Korn brought Big J Okerson on to open for them for a while, which I was just going, I don't see a comedian opening up for Korn.
No, it's really funny.
That's interesting.
We had some awesome comments in the first half here. Michelle just said "woo," which I'm a fan of. Gabby said yeah, which I'm a fan of as well.
That's my
Michelle then said, "Hey, Gabby." We had a mini conversation going on. Jason says Foley. Of course, Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming says, "Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. If you really enjoy the show, please share. It really helps us out." That guy's just looking for clicks, I think. Jason said earlier, he says, I was Collen's alter ego. He also said, don't sniff the salt. Good call. Michelle said magic. Yes, Michelle, that is what I do. I might be drunk and underwhelming, but I'm also a magician. And then Connor Schillen. Hey, Connor. Glad you found the show. You just said Chad equals tech genius. Twitch Julia said, what's your zodiac sign? Which I said, probably incompatible with yours. And then we had some really great tech support here. Michelle said disconnect headphones, play from top or play from laptop.
Michelle.
To which Manasa said yes, what Michelle said. And to which Sonny finally responded with Michelle is right. Sound will come out of speakers. Thank you for all the tech support we received via comment tonight. We appreciate that. And just send an invoice.
Tech support.
Yeah, just send an invoice to ReggieBritton@gmail.com and he'll be glad to pick up the bill for us.
Tell us what else we can do on the show.
Yeah, please tell us what else would help improve the viewership and also the quality of the show, because we're interested in both. Contrary to most shows that are just looking for more viewership.
I mean, I just love how much more professional Chadwick looks than me right now. He's got like good lighting. He's got like headphones on. So I'm like, I have a painting called American Indian.
One of your lights is out too.
Yeah, one of them's out. This whole is doggone shit, you know.
You can imagine if it was working.
Are you in Vermont?
Yeah, I'm in Vermont. You know, the comedy club internet sucks, so you know, here I am. You know, this is what it's.
To be
come
honest,
to.
it's pretty much the only reason we haven't actually done this show live from the studio yet. Is that we need to figure out how to get really good internet down there.
A little thing called bandwidth.
It's horrible. Like, how do I have better upload speeds living miles up the road in the middle of nowhere? The goddamn Mill Mall does. It's like the epicenter of Bridgewater.
Ask Retail, and if you have any complaints at home, please send those to ReggieBrittonComedy@gmail.com.
He would love to answer your questions. A couple comments in. Gabby just said, laughing, crying face. I agree with you. Sonny also said, right there. Sonny said, Chad is the Larry King of live podcast shows. His mic costs more than his shirt.
It's close.
Hey, I haven't.
This is the Jason Momoa Harley collaboration, and I had to jump onto it.
No, I was going to say, so that's expensive, which is the only reason that shirt might cost more than the microphone is, I want to say I probably spent as much on microphones and cameras as I have like my entire shirt and tie collection, which is getting mildly out of hand at this point. Manasa said, hotspot all your phones at the club, #tech support.
It's a very good idea. Unfortunately, I feel like the CIA is going to be like, why the hell do they have 9 phones hotspotting? Seems to be extremely strange.
It's like, because they're live streaming one show.
From some type of decentralized internet.
We're the new Cuba out here in Bridgewater. Jason said, send all hate mail to Collen for finally showing up. Lol.
Who do you think's been getting the hate mail all these years, huh?
Every time I make a bad dick joke, Collen gets the fucking hate mail.
Exactly.
Gabby Joseph said, hi, Sonny. Glad there's people popping off in the comments, but keeping the show on the road. We'll get right into the first subject, which is the first subject we like to ask most guests as they're on the show. Chadwick, how has the pandemic affected you both as a performer and a creator?
Oh, God. What a question. I feel like, this goes for everybody. It just sucked, like being locked indoors, and you had to really find an outlet to really find something else like you guys did with this show. I think that's really cool. My friend Alex and I started making like dumb little sketch videos for a while when we lived together, and that was kind of fun. We just tried to stay busy with that. But also just like producing your own work, you really learn a lot about yourself, especially when you're like trapped indoors during a COVID pandemic in the middle of New York City. It's weird because I'm from like a small country town. So like being in the city during a pandemic, you feel a little claustrophobic. You're like, oh, fuck, do I want to go outside and expose myself to millions of people and all this kind of stuff today? It's always like a step. But, as a band, it was pretty good for us because we actually had the time. Honestly, we didn't want to record at home, but we all recorded our pieces at home and sent them into our engineer during COVID. So that allowed us to give us time to really work on that and our art and be creative in that sense to finish that album, which was nice. And so we're so close to being done with that. So it was good to stay busy with that. which was really good. And for those of you who don't know, my friend Sonny in the comments, he's like he's definitely like one of the forefathers of ARC. He's one of the main creators. We have a whole production, lights, and all this kind of stuff, and he's a very big visionary part of it. And we have all these handmade vests that light up and smoke comes out of them and all this stuff, and he does all this stuff himself, which is pretty cool. But yeah, man, I think the pandemic really teaches you who you are. And yeah, this is his Etsy shop. He's got a little Etsy shop here, and he makes all these handmade, really awesome stuff. Yeah. Yeah, and he makes ones not just for the band, but also just sells them on his shop, which is pretty cool. Creative
so do I get a discount if I buy one off the Etsy site and then go to a show?
I think if you talk to Sonny about that, I'm sure we could figure something out. I don't think they're cheap though.
I was. He would need a half a cow for a dude my size. That's the first prohibitive.
I went to band practice last weekend, and he brought the vest just to make sure they all fit for our show in a few weeks, and mine was a little tight. COVID-15. That's why I've been running.
That's how you know you're like your true front man, though, where you're like, listen, Sonny, stitch it up, all right? Okay? No, don't make it bigger. I want to get into that. All right?
He gave me Velcro straps. I was like, yeah.
Nick commented in and said, hey, guys. Nick, thank you for joining us, sir. We appreciate you. Sonny almost commented back, this is towards GW. Your money is green. I'll take it.
Well, that, sir, is where you're wrong. All I got is Canadian funny money.
and this thing called Bytecoin. I don't know. It's this weird thing the hipsters are doing.
Bytecoin. Dogecoin.
Yeah, not to be confused with Dogecoin, which might bite you. We don't know. Dodgeball coin. There's only 5 Ds in dodgeball coin.
That could be a nice crypto right there.
Yeah, be able to dodge, dive, dip, duck, and dodge.
Right?
Gabby knows how to dodgeball.
We'll move right to the first subject of the evening, which is how the drunk is this news, which is a reoccurring segment on the show. IKEA is tying down birds now. Yes, a very tragic story. It's true, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry if you're just finding out that the birds aren't real. And IKEA has been tying them down with zip ties to make sure that we don't find out. Oh, almost. Yeah, that way. The other birds. IKEA shoppers keep making the wooden models' hands flip people off. So one store zip tied down the middle finger. Which seems like the least metal thing ever. That's why I figured I'd bring it up on the show, Chadwick. I feel like we need to get a couple hundred of these just so your first show out, everybody could put one on a dowel. And just hold it up, It doesn't prevent the metal fists, though.
No.
Or the chakra.
No, but it does prevent the OK hand symbol. So I guess that's that's pretty offensive nowadays too. But yeah, basically they're saying IKEA hand models are used as decoration or as a reference for artists as a reference for artists learning to draw hands, which I almost feel like that was the original purpose, and then IKEA was the second one. What do you guys think this is the IKEA hand that's used for art, or the art hand that IKEA adopted?
I think it's the art hand that IKEA adopted.
Yeah, me too. They say Sorry.
To buy a hand seems a little odd because let's just say I'm drawing with this hand. I still have this hand here, which is a fairly good and accurate depiction of what a hand looks like.
Well, yeah, but if you want to draw a right hand and your hand is drawing, you have to put the pen down to look at your hand.
Very good. You're right. And then I'm fucked. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. Also doesn't prevent the shocker. Although it's the middle finger, so you'd have to do like some type of reverse shocker action. Sonny.
One in the pink, two in the stink.
That's a classic reverse shock, right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to
think. One in the pink.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. You can't even shock her with that. You know, it's you know, because if you can't shock her, you should spock her. I guess what the kids used to say. I don't know if that's true. One IKEA store zip tied the middle finger of a model hand down to prevent customers from rearranging the hands with the middle finger up. That's smart thinking. One employee described seeing, quote, a field of middle fingers, unquote, in his IKEA store. Pretty incredible. And I wish they had included a picture of that, because that was really what I was more interested in, was the sea of middle fingers. Apparently,
like a Kid Rock concert.
Apparently, wooden hands don't appreciate the same way that human hands do. You know, it's a damn shame.
You know, I love the fact that like there's like kids walking around, they look at the hand, they're like, I know what I'm gonna do with that. And they're like, ha ha, and you're like, you're like the ninth person who's done that today. Actually, I'm gonna have to zip tie the middle finger down.
All right.
As a 40-year-old walking into a sea of hands, the first thing I think of is, oh my God, I know what I'm gonna do. Like, there's no way. Like, I would I would see a group of hands and go, okay, there's a couple of things I can do. A, the blood sign, and try to make like blood, and then that would be too complicated. So then I would go into the shocker, and I get bored of that and just be like, it's simpler to just flip the bird. It's an evolutionary arc.
Yeah.
The evolutionary arc of wooden hands.
I love how we just did like this digression, and it's just like it's called an arc. No, an arc wasn't even going up. That was just straight down. That was just,
this is the arc.
yeah. Those of you listening at home, that's not what an arc is, okay?
An arc is a plummet from the sky. It comes up first. The opposite of the show. Moving right into the next one. How does old Fred Durst look like young Chris Jericho?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely crazy to me. Fred Durst shows off his surprising new look at Limp Bizkit's Lollapalooza 2021 set.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking?
I watched the whole set.
I mean,
what
I'm curious about is Fred Durst obviously is a fairly well-known celebrity. You're performing at Lollapalooza. At what point does no one around you go, Fred, you're leaving the house like that? That's it? That's the look for the concert? You're going with a Hollywood Hulk Hogan mustache with some type of weird Starsky and Hutch haircut with the 70s glass. I don't know what this is, but it looks like shit.
Have you ever seen his Instagram?
No, I have not.
It's okay. So he deleted all the photos, but before he deleted them, it was like 400 pictures of all station wagons, all wooden station wagons. I have no idea why, but the dude is so interesting to me.
I got a thing for station wagons.
Yeah, and then I looked at it a couple weeks ago because I was talking about it with a friend, and I brought it up, and he deleted everything, and I was like, "Oh, shit."
Now was he playing? I didn't see the set, Chadwick. Did he play some of his prolific body of work, such as the hot dog flavored water?
Oh yeah. He played all the hits. It was good, and they sounded great. I was like, he still got it.
Still got
it. Surprised. Wes Borland, man, he's a great.
Oh, dude, he
player,
still had it. That was the first thing I thought of was Wes's Guitar Town.
Guitar Town
sounds awesome.
Yeah,
when the wife threw that on, as soon as we saw the article, we were like, "Wait, they're performing still? We got to watch this set."
Yeah, I
My
literally have
first
never
thought
done
was-
that.
My first thought was Fred Durst alive.
Yeah.
Followed by he's performing. And the third thought was, what type of weird 70s porn mustache and glasses is he going to come out on stage in? And he did not disappoint.
No, he did not, sir. He absolutely crushed it because this look is phenomenal.
My first thought was, are you going to take that jacket off because you look hot as fuck? That's my question.
Yeah, dude. Like
I'm like, yeah.
Was it rainy at Lollapalooza?
No.
I'm like, I can see 3 layers. That's like 2 layers too many to see a guy on stage in.
Looks so hot in that.
And my thought is, come on, that's got to be a wig,
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I would go 90% on the wig. The other thing is because it seems to be sitting on his head, opposed to being his hair. It also, I think when you have a life like he has had, which you've been kind of known for bad facial hair, it's like, well, I used to have the really weird long soul patch, but I can't do that anymore. And someone's like, how about a handlebar mustache?
It's the perfect look to just, change it up a little bit.
Yeah, keep it in brand,
Yeah, go from one douchebag look to another.
Exactly. And just be like, I used to be the guy with the soul patch, but now I have a handlebar mustache.
It's totally a wig.
That's a wig?
It's got to be.
Yeah.
I think it's a wig.
Well,
You can see it. You can see it like cut off. It's weird.
Chad, where did you find that photo?
On his Instagram. Now he posts regular photos of himself on Instagram. There's like 5 of them. Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you think if you were going to go with a wig, you'd go with something that was a little bit less insane than that?
No.
No.
He can do it. He can do whatever he wants. To me.
No.
You just lean right into that shit, bro. And then that's what you end up looking like at a concert.
Somebody was at my bar the other night and she was like, I just don't know about Fred Durst. And I was like, why? She was like, well, he wears the red hat. And I was like, okay. Well, he's probably a Trump supporter. And I was like, I mean, I'm not trying to bring in politics, but it was the most random comment I've ever heard.
That was a real thing that somebody said.
Somebody said that to me. And I was like, no, come on.
Wait. So every time I wear a red hat, because my Halloween costume, by the way, is normally Fred Durst. Like,
yeah.
Ta-da, Fred Durst.
Like, I don't know. I was like,
now when I do that, everyone thinks I'm a fucking Trump supporter. No.
It was so weird to me. I was like, that was way before him. That was like the red hat. He was way before the red hat.
Well, maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe Donald Trump made the red hat because of Fred Durst.
I don't know.
I did it all for the nookie.
Maybe he did it all for the nookie.
What you guys clearly don't understand here is, in fact, the entire time I was doing it all for the nookie.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I know I already had received Melania's sweet poontang, but I could not get enough. I've always wanted this is the only red hat Hickory's interested in wearing, just to put it out there. And thank you guys, because I've been waiting for a moment to bring this up on the show for a while.
Oh my God.
That Relax Idiots is just a hat. It's like my favorite trigger hat ever that I've found so far. That I love it because people get really, really upset until they get real close to you, and then it's too late because they're already upset.
It's already, I already fucking hate you, man.
Yeah, you're just standing there like, and you're calling me irrational for wearing a red hat. Maybe you should go fuck yourself, good sir.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like the whole like beef with like Red Sox and Yankees.
Right.
Like, part of the reason why I like to wear minor league teams is because I don't have to deal with the fucking bullshit around here of like, oh, you like the Yankees? You're a fucking rah, rah, rah. Or fucking Red Sox fans suck.
Yep.
Racist.
Oh my God.
They all suck.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, dude, they're sports fans.
I just
You know-
like the fucking baseball hats.
Diehards.
Right? Chad, you don't see those fat, out of shape dudes in the front row at your concert. Fuck them.
No, never. Never. No.
Ah,
Yeah, I
first
see a
time I
whole
get
lot
to
of
see you live, I'm shirtless in front of everybody.
just a lot of hot babes. These heavy metal concerts.
Known to bring the vagina.
Yeah.
Speaking of hot babes, we're going to move right into the next one where unfortunately this young Olympic athlete learns, posting footage you don't own is still illegal, even if it's of you. Where we have this article about a double Tokyo Olympics gold medalist says she was barred from Instagram for posting TV footage of her races. Like, who would have thought? It's absolutely crazy, right? That if you post footage that you don't own on social media, they'll take it down because you don't own it. I know, it's
barred.
dude. We got like 2 weeks ago. We got ours pulled because the song 2 weeks ago, we had a burlesque dancer named Katniss Everqueer on the show, and it was phenomenal. She played a pre-recorded video of a song or of a performance she did, but it used a bunch of remix songs and stuff, and it included the tune of a Tom Petty song. And we got a copyright strike.
Oh my God.
We got a copyright strike on Facebook, and they pulled it until I fought it. And then YouTube, I'm copyright claimed, so I can't claim monetization on the video. Which, like, at this point, I'm like, whatever. But it's one of those like weird things. Anyways,
I started streaming on Twitch a little bit, and I was playing a game, and there was a song in the game, and I got a whole bunch of messages later in the night that was like, "We stopped your stream because we heard a copyright song." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, it's in the fucking game. Well, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I just don't get it. I didn't get barred from Twitch
in general.
Yeah,
like I don't know how like you can get copyright claims for music, but you're playing a copyrighted game. Like I don't get like how.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Okay.
That was actually my first thought when I heard about Twitch to begin with. Like when they were first like, "Hey, there's a game streaming service," and I was like, "Really? How do you stream Rock Band?" Because last I heard, anytime I stream Wayward Son, I get a nice little email and a comment and a thing that pops up on my Facebook that I have to see every time I sign on. That's like, hey, by the way, you don't own this and you can't use it. But no, it made me wonder about Twitch pretty regularly. It was like the fact that you can stream gaming, and like a lot of those dance games, especially.
Yeah,
it was like the guitar and the Rock Band and the dancing games all contain tons of copyrighted content.
Yeah,
and I always wondered about.
I've seen people on the flip side. I've seen people stream like Call of Duty, but play it with the Rock Band drum kit. Like they program their drum set to be like a controller in the game. And I'm like, it's just getting so crazy.
That's just awesome.
It's wild, man. I couldn't believe it.
That sounds like a lot of fun to me, to be honest.
Yeah, you could see it'd be like one hit would be like a trigger or something.
Yeah, one hit would be a jump.
Yeah, like, jump. Like
you're rolling on your tom. It's like running. Like, oh yeah, I'm just imagining this could be amazing. But anyways, a double Tokyo Olympics gold medalist says she was barred from Instagram. Winner of the women's 100 and 200 meter at Tokyo Olympics winner says Instagram suspended her. Who would have guessed? Elaine Thompson-Hera said she was barred for 2 days for posting TV clips of her race. The International Olympic Committee is strict about sharing content from unofficial sources. Visit Insider's homepage. Yeah, anyways. Basically, she had posted the video, but she had posted after posting clips of TV coverage to her Instagram page. The Jamaican took to Twitter saying she had been barred from Instagram for 2 days. A ban she had said was related to TV rights. I was blocked on Instagram for posting the race for 2 races of the Olympics because I did not own the right to do so. See y'all in 2 days. To which this person followed up. Tariq Panja said, not even fastest woman in the world is free from the IOC content blockers. How in the world is this a good look for the IOC? It's performance by athletes like Thompson Hera that allow IOC to strike it rich. I assume IOC is the International Olympic Committee. And I don't know, man. Why doesn't her team have camera people on the ground that she could then take footage from?
What I want to say is this wouldn't have happened if Shari Johnson was in the fucking Olympics.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, fucking. Who cares that she smokes weed? She doesn't fucking post videos onto her Instagram.
You know, she got offered a bunch of contracts for that too, which is kind of funny.
Good for her.
Some vape company offered a bunch.
Michelle said, "Gotta bounce. Y'all are awesome. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for coming out to the show. We appreciate it, dear. We hope you have a beautiful evening." Yeah, it's one of those weird things where I'm just like, that one I understand. I don't understand the whole like everybody complaining about the Simone Biles thing and the pressure to compete and all that. And I'm like, that's part of being the best in the world, man. I'm like, I get that you're like a 16-year-old girl or whatever, but like, I felt like that would have dawned on you before you were like delayed a year to sign up for the competition where you're going to go face all the other best people in the world.
I think the problem is though, is it's like, there's such a pressure in this country to do things like, especially with like the X Games and with like snowboarding and different things like that, where it's like, go bigger, go bigger, go bigger. And it gets to a point where if you screw up, not to say that in maybe gymnastics you could die. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't. I mean, if you fell from 12 feet on your head, you know, you could snap your neck or something like that, or the bars or something like that. So I think that if it's in a point where you think that you are not mentally well enough to be able to do what you need to do safely, I think it probably does make sense to walk away, because the problem is you know it, and when you hit a jump like that or you do something like that, where if it doesn't feel right, that's when you get hurt. And you really have to go into anything with like 100% confidence to stick those things. And if you're on the bars and you do something wrong and you completely mangle your knee, or you blow your knee out, or you hurt yourself beyond something that you can't compete, in 4 years, she's 20 years old, she can probably compete again. But if you injure yourself too badly at a young age, then you're done. So I think that I am impressed that she recognized she wasn't in the headspace to be able to do what she wanted to do, because unfortunately everything else, the money, the fame, the everything just makes you want to go for it. And that is tough to walk away and say, you know, I don't feel mentally well to do this.
She's 24. So I'm guessing, so I'm guessing it's her. I don't know like the lifespan of gymnastics, but I'm guessing it's probably her last Olympics is my guess, but I don't know.
I would imagine, yeah.
Simone was 24?
Yeah, she's 24 right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did she get to that point? That's the part that boggles my mind, is like, I'm really not trying to be an asshole about it. I don't understand how you get to the point where you're competing with the best of the best on the top stage on the World Forum, and then realize that it's not your time to go.
Well, it's weird too.
You know what I mean? It's bizarre to me.
It's very strange, because the thing is, to me, it's like a performance or something like that. It's like when the stakes get bigger, your brain just oftentimes shuts down more. So it's just to a thing where it's just like, I just have to do this thing. I don't know if Chadwick feels the same way, but it's like, for me, it's like almost a certain thing where the scales get like blown up, but then all of a sudden there's a quiet. I often feel nervous right until when I'm doing it. And I would imagine, like with her doing her routine, once she actually went into that routine, your brain kind of shuts off a little bit and you're just in that zone to do that routine. So I think if she probably trusted the routine, she probably would have done it well.
Well, the problem being is that they changed the rules because of her.
Okay.
And she wasn't going to get graded fairly compared to the rest of the contestants in gymnastics. So, I mean, that compiled with the stress of everything, I understand why she backed out. And I totally support her for being like, you know what? This is too much. I can't do it. Like, I don't think it's a fucking chicken thing out. Like,
Oh no, I'm not trying to take anything away from her. Like, don't get me wrong, she's a world-class athlete, and I'm nowhere near that stage, and I'm not trying to knock her. It just amazes me that she got to that point, like literally a week out from competition, before she was like, "Oh shit, I'm way in over my head." Because anytime I've had that experience, I knew months ahead of time. I mean, I didn't say anything because I'm I'm a northeastern white man, so I don't really complain about things. I just kind of take them in stride. But like anytime I've been in that position where I've been like, you know, this is going to show up and I'm going to flop, I've known weeks ahead of time.
It's weird that most people too like live for the pressure. You know what I mean? That's like what they live for. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the funny thing, that it's like like with the pressure and stuff like that. It's like you would think that like with something with the Olympics, which is so rare, in that, you know, you train so much and you get that one shot every 4 years, and it's such a high stakes in that like even if you're a professional athlete, usually you have a season, you have all season and stuff like that. This is such a moderate window for these athletes to like
tiny window.
It's a tiny window. Yeah,
it's like when you get like a month to write a paper, but you wait till the last day to do it. You just live for that emotion, you know. Oh, I got this. I
I could totally do this.
This is my entire month of August, is waiting a month to write a fucking paper.
All right, spark notes.
Holding it. Still holding it. Still holding.
Yeah, this is gonna be the best paper ever.
Chad, we're not keeping you out too late, right? We're okay. We got one last topic to get into before we call it a night and do some wrap ups here. And I thought this would be appropriate. Although, Chad, you are in a metal band, I thought that that allowed you to talk about punk rock, because GW and I grew up as punk rock kids and still mildly consider ourselves punk rock occasionally, depending on what punk rock we're talking about at the time. But final topic of the evening is, when did punk rock become so safe? The Offspring kicked the drummer out of the band over his doctor's decision. We got an article pulled up here from CNN. Offspring drummer says band axed him from tour for not getting vaccinated. Peter Prada said he's been dropped from his band, The Offspring, after their tour over his refusal to get vaccinated. Said the drummer posted a lengthy note on his verified Instagram account saying that he had some, quote, unfortunate and difficult news to share, unquote. Given my personal medical history and side effect profile of these jabs, my doctor has advised me not to get a shot at this time, his note read. I caught the virus over years ago. It was mild for me, so I'm confident that I'll be able to handle it again. But I'm not so certain I'd survive another post-vaccination round of Guillain-Barré syndrome, which dates back to my childhood and has evolved made progressively worse over time. Delta variant has been spreading rapidly among those who are not vaccinated, and there are those who have been increasing requirements from concert organizers to corporations requiring people to take the vax. Parada wrote in his note that, quote, since I am unable to comply with that, which is with what is increasingly becoming an industry mandate, it has recently been decided that I am unsafe to be around in the studio and on tour. I mention this because you won't be seeing me at these upcoming shows, he said. I also want to share my story so that anyone else experiencing the agony and isolation of getting left behind right now knows they're not entirely alone. He also said that he has, quote, no negative feelings, unquote, towards the band since he's been a part of 2007. They're doing what they believe is best for them while I am doing the same, his note read. Wishing the entire Offspring family all the best as they get back at it. CNN reached out to the reps for the band for comment. I'm assuming that means that they didn't respond. This one was a rough one for me. Reading that and realizing that this dude that's been a part of this band for 14 years just got kicked out because his doctor said it's too dangerous to take the jab.
It's unfortunate, man.
Dude, it's really sad to me.
Some people can't get it, you know, and my mom actually couldn't get it for a long time. And So I kind of dealt with that for a while too, but then she finally got it. But at first she couldn't get it because of health issues. So that sucks.
Understood. Manasa commented in, the more shocking part of the headline is the Offspring is still touring. Agreed. Grandpa punk, I guess, is their subgenre.
I get why they don't want them around or want Prada around, but I don't know. Like, hire Jeff Freeze for a while, and then all of a sudden, like, once they go back on tour, once everything dies down, bring Prada back.
And they might be doing that. We don't know. They might have a session drummer for the tour, and then they'll bring him back or something. Who knows?
That's what I hope is happening.
Know
what I mean? Like, I would hope that this wasn't like one of those weird standoffs where the other three guys in the band were like, "No, why aren't you?" Like that type of thing.
I can see that happening, though. Dexter seems like a douchebag. Not that I know him personally. I just from interviews and
I just feel like it's got to feel like when you're in elementary school or like middle school, and you're like everyone else is doing the cool thing, but you're not allowed to. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, just we're going on tour, man, and it's like we're getting the band back together. It's gonna be like old times. He's like, cool, man. It's like, yeah, we're all getting vaxxed. He's like, cool, man. Well, I kind of have this lifelong health complication with vaccine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm fucking there. I'm with the band. Let's do it. And then the doctor's like, you cannot do this anymore. You cannot be vaccinated. He's like, so here's the news. Good news is, fucking, we're getting the band back together. Bad news is, if I get vaxxed, I'll die.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, Prada? We just don't know if you're really like Offspring material anymore. I'm sorry. I don't know. I feel like the band's evolved really, and we don't know if you are really part of it anymore.
Is the Offspring turning into Spinal Tap?
Yeah.
Like just all the drummers are fucking disappearing.
Do you really think? Here's my question: do you really think the Offspring are punk?
They used to
be. Like 15 years ago, maybe.
Okay, I gotta listen to their older stuff. I wonder.
They used to be like, and they have punk influences.
Yeah.
Like when they toured with a couple years ago with the fucking, what was it, 20th anniversary of the album that had Self-Esteem on it. They toured with the Vandals and Pennywise and Bad Religion.
Yeah. Those are all punk.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So they have their moments.
Yeah.
It just, now they're over, like the Dexter Holland has fucking Botox surgery and all this other shit where it's just like, just grow old naturally and still be in a punk band.
Yeah. Exactly.
Stop the rock star shit and fucking get going.
I mean, if I was Pride, I would have made a comment like, honestly, what's more fucking punk rock than not getting vaxxed, right?
Yeah. Fuck you, I'm not going to do
this. Fucking sellouts. Yeah.
I die for punk rock.
Yeah. I just lined up a hell of a concert. And it starts in Texas and it ends in Florida. All right, I'm going on tour. We're gonna hit Alabama along the way. It's gonna become a no vaxxed fucking tour. Yeah,
I'm gonna die twice.
We got 5 stops in Mississippi.
Yeah. Texas just passed a law that you don't need a background check to buy a gun.
Even better. Let's move to Texas. Fuck it.
I mean, you needed a law to be passed for that?
Isn't that fucking wild?
Like, isn't that what the law is?
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I'm sorry, I thought that was what the law was.
Fucking America. We don't need no background checks around here.
You don't need
You want a
anything.
good fucking bomber take you away, so you better get it now.
It's like what's crazy to me though is it's like people say like the 72-hour gun thing, right? But it's all relative. It's all like how clean your record is. Like if I wanted to buy a gun today, well, it's 9:00 at night. I'm gonna have a little hard time buying a gun before midnight. I probably could.
Yeah, all the counter people are probably gone.
You know, over the counter, there might be some things close. But like in America, in Vermont, you know, you buy a gun, you know, the same day, you know. And then it's like people and like they're like, it's a 72-hour waiting period. It's like, since when? Like, what are you talking about? You know, like maybe some places is 72 hours.
All right, I'll go to Craigslist.
Yeah.
I remember
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
It was the
big gun.
So a couple of years ago in Vermont, on one of our local papers, the 7 Days, the guy writing the paper bought an AR-57 or AR whatever.
AR-15.
AR-15. There we go.
Got the 57. It's the bigger model. It's heavier.
But this is the part where I disclaim I'm fucking drunk. So, but bought an AR-15 from a dude out, like from the trunk of his car, and we were like, oh my god, I can't believe this has happened. I have an assault rifle. It's like, you're in Vermont. What are you gonna do with it? More deer?
He's like, anything I want. You know, it's funny though. I just have to say that I because of course we have to be we're very pro Vermont here on the Vermont, yes, patriotism, nationalism, whatever it is, statism. But it was funny because I saw this thing that someone posted in the South that because Florida and Texas is having a very the most outbreaks right now, and they're the lowest vaccination, and they don't seem to see that there's a correlation between vaccination and outbreak, and so that they said they're coming after the free states. They're coming after the free states, Texas and Florida, which I hate to say, and not to sound like a Vermonter, we are freer in Vermont than in every single category than they are in Florida, right? You want to have a loaded concealed carry weapon without a license? You can do that in Vermont. You want to have a loaded pistol in your car? Yeah, we've got the if you just want to focus on guns. But if you're gay and you want to get married, guess what? You've been able to do that since you were in the 90s, right? Gay marriage, yeah, you know. If we were the first state to have the black vote, first state to allow women to vote, you know,
which was a big mistake.
Yeah,
yeah.
Once we allowed women to vote, you know, but it's like every single thing that is on the metrics of freedom is greater, and we're 90% inoculated. And we're not going to have to wear masks because we're all vaccinated, where the South's going to be dealing with this apparently forever. So it's just funny that like when you look at the South and they say we're free, what's your metrics? What are you looking at saying that you're free? You know,
it's crazy.
We can't hear you, Hickory.
Like, sorry, the mic was off. Like, let me put it that way. You motherfuckers had to sign constitutional carry. I've had that as a right since birth.
Yeah.
We as Vermonters, and I hate to be that statist type of asshole, but if we're gonna get into it, we abolished fucking slavery before the Constitution got signed. Like before the ink was wet. It got signed in 1776. We abolished it in 1777. It took another 80 years for the rest of the Union to do it. We've had transgender protection rights in our state constitution since 2007. We have arguably now the most lax gun laws in the country, other than the fact that whatever reason 6 years ago they thought it was a good idea to limit magazine capacity to 10 rounds because that seemed to matter. It hasn't affected a thing. other than the fact that I had to stockpile 30-round mags before the 10-round ones became illegal.
And worth noting the lowest amount of deaths by firearm per capita, as
We're
well
the
as
lowest-
violent by firearm.
And more importantly, the least number of violent crimes per capita, which is what I'm more interested in, because I mean, there's plenty of ways to commit a violent crime, not with just a gun. You can find that everywhere else in the world.
I feel like Vermont is so chill, you know?
But yeah, and you know, so I just think that it's a really funny thing that if you're going to say like that there's not a correlation between like freedom or its attack on freedom, in Vermont, like we're finally getting through a thing where I feel very comfortable. I think a lot of people do in the state because of where we're at, and we have a high vaccination rate. And I think that you'll find that not a lot of people in Vermont are going to drop dead suddenly because of being vaccinated. I think, you know what I mean? In the same way, like in New York, I don't think the plan is to completely kill off all of New York City. I think that that's a little bit of an extreme place to take this vaccination, which I think some people seem to be thinking that way. So it's just funny to me because it's like, you know, everybody thinks that they're free, but look around and what are the metrics of that? And I really challenge Florida to really look at it. If you were a gay man in Florida and you couldn't get married, I don't think you'd feel too free, you know? So.
And just to be clear. Sorry, Joe.
Go ahead, man.
I would say, and just to be clear, the official statement of the Drunken Under Quarantine show is talk to your fucking doctor. That's our stance on it, is much like this poor feller from The Offspring, is that not every single person is a perfect candidate for vaccination. And
Absolutely.
that maybe you should have a
it.
serious conversation with your medical provider. And if you don't trust them, maybe you should find a better fucking medical provider like the rest of us have done. And
so that's a very good point, Hickory. Trust your doctor like Prada. Trust your stylist like Fred Durst clearly didn't. And, you know, we'll all look.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. This guy's look is just absolutely just
it's
killing
growing
it
on me. It's growing on me. And I have to say, that's where you know you've done something avant-garde here, because the more I look at it, it's kind of working for him. I don't know why.
Dude, I just want to see him come out for a show and be like, and you, brother, when the fucking 19-inch pythons are wild on you.
He'd be more like, oh, don't you know? I got the pythons, baby.
Someone comes out doing Macho Man Randy Savage. Funky like a monkey, space is the place, sky's the limit. Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to tell you all this out front, never in front of everybody, but I did a giant line of fucking coke backstage, brother. Yeah. I'm about ready to get fucking crazy on somebody. Yeah. Drop that fucking elbow off the top rope.
The sunglasses said that. The sunglasses definitely said that.
The worst part was I watched a couple episodes of whatever WWE's doing with A&E, and they're doing like a documentary series. And it was like for the entire week after the Macho Man Randy Savage one, I was looking at my coworkers like, you ready to take fucking lunch, brother?
You know, The Rock's coming back to SmackDown.
No shit.
Yeah.
Step away.
That's a thing?
Dude, if I was like wrestling The Rock right now and he got back in the ring, this is what I was like.
Oh my God.
Clearly The Rock could probably kick my ass. But I would be like, look who decided to join us. Fresh off his Disneyland fucking Jungle Cruise tour.
Hey, it was good. I saw Jungle Cruise this weekend.
I mean, is he really? He's gonna go from Disney movies to like kicking someone's ass. I mean, it's like what?
I know.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
I love The Rock. I've always loved The Rock. Even when he was Rocky Maivia, I still had a soft spot in my heart for him. He needs to get the fuck away from the fucking WWE and the sinking ship that it is.
I don't know.
He needs to just stop. Dwayne Johnson.
He probably knows people aren't watching it, so he's like, "I'm gonna go help up my boys."
Yeah,
you know?
and he needs to stop doing that.
Dude, I mean, how funny was that?
Yeah.
How funny would that be, though? You talk to, what's the guy, the Vince McMahon, you know?
Yeah,
You're talking to Vince, and you're like, hey, Vince, by the way, I know that you and I haven't talked for a little bit. I know you might not be keeping up with my career. I'm now the most bankable actor in the fucking world.
Yeah, he is.
He makes more money than any actor on the planet right now.
Insane.
And I would be like, you want me to come back and wrestle for what? I will wrestle for $50 million. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Like, I will step foot back in there when you have a check for 25 minutes. Just bring a truck like full of cash and just leave it in the parking lot. Okay, that's what I want right now.
Better yet, sell me the rest of your shares of XFL. And
Oh, does he still own that?
The Rock
First
bought
off,
a bunch of them.
Bye, Gabby Joseph. She's signing out in the comments.
Bye, Gabby.
Right now. Just staying, have to hop off, but love this. Manasa said bye, Gabby, and she said bye with a kissy face. Bye, Gabby. Thanks for dropping by. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
From my understanding, and I am no XFL expert, but I believe that The Rock has already bought a substantial stake in that. And it's basically Vince McMahon and him.
I thought he owned it completely, but
The Rock does now?
yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Maybe he bought the entire thing because Vince had it.
Yeah.
And
Vince had it, and then I think The Rock bought it.
Come on, baby. Bring me into the XFL. I want it.
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
What position are you going to play?
I feel like probably the position that I would get like maybe killed the quickest in like
yeah, let's just make it quick.
Yeah, give me QB for like one play and I just get like destroyed.
All right, where's the biggest guy? Where's the biggest guy?
Just put me out of my. Just do it quick. Just put me out of my stuff.
So I wanted to add this in real quick before we call it. This is The Rock at the peak of his WWE career.
Hell yeah.
Back before he laid out Stone Cold, right before going out on his last show, to verse what The Rock looks like now in shitty lighting. Something like this.
Still yoked.
Oh, dude, like 3 times as yoked.
More yoked.
Like what
is his blood doing? Does he need to take a baby aspirin or what? What is going on here?
Pay attention to the veins here.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing
here, right? Ready?
I'm
Okay.
not seeing many veins there.
Now look at the veins here.
Right.
He's actually a lot skinnier too.
And he's
here.
skinnier, yeah.
No, he's leaner, but he's larger.
Leaner but larger, yeah.
I feel which one do you think would probably kick my ass quicker? I'm gonna go with younger one. I know
I'm gonna say either of them would have an easy time with you.
I mean, I would love. What would it feel like getting him in a headlock? I mean, I would just love to know what it would feel like. First of all, I would have to use my entire arm.
I don't think you would be able to get around the neck.
I don't think I could. I don't think I could close my arm around his neck. I feel like it would be like a modest inconvenience to him, being like, "You're trying to choke me out."
he just flex his neck and be like, "What?"
I'd be like, "Ow, ow, 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 owie, owie."
He would. You'd try to put it on him, and he'd say something like this. He'd be like, "I know I'm on the right path because things stop being easy." That would be that. I mean,
boy, I've been on the right path for a long time then.
There's so many good quotes like with this picture too. Like, we must all suffer one of 2 things: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret.
How about the pain of living? There, Dwayne.
He probably didn't even say that. Someone just made a dumb meme.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of these that are like just great.
Kyle's got like a daily like rock calendar. Like every morning he looks up like, oh, it's Thursday. There's 2 types of pain.
Oh, this one really gets me. If I wanted to be called The Rock, I'd be called The Rock. If I wanted to go back to wrestling, I'll go back to wrestling.
You got any other brilliant fucking questions there, Larry King? All right.
Oh, I got it.
I gotta pop your fucking head off next.
It goes like, remember, quotes don't work unless you do.
Take these quotes and flex them.
Oh, I'm gonna die happy man now.
If you were tired of starting over, stop giving up.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's great for like every single person who's trying to like better their life. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Oh my God, there's so many good ones too. The best part is when you get down and they get into the Spanish section. You're like, I wonder what that says.
Just basically says move heavy objects. I mean, in Spanish, that's.
This one, hope, hold on, pain ends.
That's good. That's good.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of killer ones.
These are like the things I need to hear while I'm running on a treadmill.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
for me, I don't live a disciplined enough life for any of
This
these folks to
sucks.
apply, you know?
Oh God, there's a bunch of. Oh man. Oh, I got into the dark. I got into the dark side. This one says, blood, sweat, respect. First two you give. Last one you earn. Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
I think that should be sweat, respect, blood.
Blood, sweat, and respect.
I just
What should
think
it
it's
be?
hilarious that it's like him in like a thing like this jungle movie, right? It's like, you know, it's like, so the guy's a quirky jungle, you know, boat driver. What would he look like? And it's like, I don't know, maybe like The Rock. Nobody looks like The Rock. Nobody. The only person who looks like The Rock's the fucking Rock. You know what I mean? Like, who he should play is himself. I don't believe that my CPA looks like The Rock. You know what I mean? I don't believe the guy who's driving the bus looks like The Rock. I don't believe the guy who's like bagging groceries looks like The Rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if I show up to
the amount of
random.
gym.
Sorry.
GW, permission to preface.
The amount of gym time these people need to fucking look like The Rock is at least 6 hours a day. That's the thing that they're not fucking telling. Like, he wakes up at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning to go to the goddamn gym.
Yeah.
And then he drives a boat in the jungle.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I show up to my jungle cruise and the two people that lead it look like this, my question's going to be like, do I get a rifle too?
And secondly, how did you put your crotch in those pants?
Yeah. How did you massively?
Like giant ass Popeye. And
I'm the Rock, the Sailor Man. Toot toot.
Rock the Sailor Man.
And Emily Blunt's like straight out of that movie Australia.
That's all my spinach. Emily Blunt smokes my spoonage. I don't know where I was going with that. There was something funny there, but I am both too drunk and underwhelming to find it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the show, Chadwick.
Yeah.
It's the Drunken Under Quarantine show where anything can happen because we find ourselves mostly drunk and partly under quarantine.
And I love the fact that your band commented.
Yeah, that makes me happy.
Man. Yeah, Will was in there too. Will's our drummer. He said art forever or whatever.
What up, Will?
I love that the band commented. The band said, "What are you doing on the show, Chadwick?"
You should be in practice, you asshole.
Yeah. Like, did we run this by our PR agent?
Oh yeah.
Do you guys have a PR agent?
We're actually going to get one as soon as our album drops. We're in the talks with somebody right now, which is good.
So let me just say, this is the last episode with Chadwick on.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's a great show. What are they going to get for us? Nothing. Oh, they're actually going to get more viewers because of Chadwick being on the band than the band is actually going to get in viewership. Yeah, we're not going to do that.
I'm sorry, Chadwick. You have a new 8 o'clock.
Oh, wouldn't that be the life?
It was nice knowing you, I guess. Yeah. Once you're famous, remember us.
Are you going to send me a talent contracts waiver form?
Absolutely.
Of course, I have.
Just so I don't sue you
versions.
guys.
Well,
And
you
multiple-
know, what would be really great compensation would be just some type of signed photo that I could put somewhere.
Of The Rock with a quote.
Yeah.
No,
In the headlock.
Flexing.
But most likely this photo.
Yeah.
That's really what I'm on.
Yeah. Here's
What's-
your rifle, big
What's
boy.
crazy is if I was standing in that photo with The Rock and that other beautiful woman, it would be like The Rock, that woman, and then it would be like me. And like the lower like frame of the corner, like, hey guys, I'm in the movie too. And you're like, what is he? This like the Mosley here who's running around the jungle? Like I would be up to that woman. I would be somewhere around that woman's belt over
Swimming,
there. Like,
swimming in that little patch of water. Oh my god!
I didn't get to chance to say today that blew my mind. There was a video. I know everybody. This is more of a public announcement, but I know everybody's excited to get back. You know, vacationing and enjoying themselves. I saw a young couple in Venice recently, and they were swimming in the canals. They went swimming in a canal
Is that like us swimming in the Hudson?
in Venice. Well, it's even worse because the canals in Venice are their active sewer system.
No, are
So-
they really?
Yeah, so the
No.
canals actually, the tide from the lagoon moves every 6 hours, and the
Oh.
septic goes into the canal and it gets brought out to the sea. And these people are swimming in the water, and both of them go under the water. I mean, yeah, it's like I've seen the girl who was like a TikTok who dove off the boat. She's on like a little like bayliner boat and dives in the water in the upper bay, and it's just like a plume of brown shit that comes up after she
Oh
dives.
my god, it's so gross.
It's so gross. It is so gross. So, to all my Instagram influencers out there, I know you want that great shot of you swimming in the exotic water location. It's not New York Upper Bay, and it's not Venice. All right.
Nope.
That being said, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
By
I'll
the
bring
way,
my-
tomorrow
I'll bring
I'm
my
swimming
trunks.
in the Upper Bay.
Yeah, I got 2 towels.
That being said, the beautiful assistant just brought up to my attention that it is now 1:30. We're at an hour and 37 minutes on this hour-long show. Which I
What's
would
that? I'm
first
getting
off,
over here, running a little over. All right. All right.
first off, Chadwick, I'd like to thank you for being on the show, my friend.
Yeah, thank you guys.
It was great to have you on, brother. Thank you for
Yeah.
hanging out with us. We really appreciate it.
That
Thank
was
you
really
for-
fun. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for bringing an army of supporters into the chat. That was awesome as well.
Oh yeah.
We always appreciate that. That being said, anything you want to plug before you get out of here? I know you said you had a show this weekend.
Not this weekend.
sorry.
August 28th though. Lucky 13, Brooklyn. Doors are at 7:30. It's $12. Tell the door guy you're there for ARC. Album should be out soon. Just shot a short film a couple weeks ago, so stay in the loop. Follow me on my Instagram. I'll update everyone about that too. That should be fun. We'll be submitting that to
Nice.
festivals and stuff, which will be good. And other than that, man, that's it for me.
Colin, do you have anything you want to say before you get on out of here?
Well, I just want to say thank you guys so much for being on the show, watching us here every Wednesday. Chadwick, thank you for being on the show, man. It was great to see the project that you guys put together over quarantine. Yeah, we got a great show 20 days from now, Saturday, 24th, 28th, at Woolen Comedy Club. It's that Saturday, 28th. August 28th, Woolen Comedy Club. We got a great performer coming in from New York City. Performs at the Stand, performs at the Comedy Cellar. So excited to have that show in person. Woolen Comedy Club, 8 o'clock Saturday night. Stay tuned for more details on that.
Excellent. Very good to hear that. GW, anything for you, my friend?
Foley Kills a Podcast on YouTube. GW Foley. Look me up. You can also see my student film, Where's GW? where Hickory's in it, and a whole bunch of other people that you may know. And I want to say personally, thank you, Chadwick, for being on the show. Who knew getting drunk in Brooklyn would lead to this?
Yeah.
I appreciate you, and it's nice to meet a fellow brother in metal.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. I, of course, wanted to thank you for being on. Collen, GW, thank you for being here. Chadwick, nice to meet you, my friend. I'm glad we got the digital meeting.
Nice to meet you too, man.
And thank you for being on. I'm sure we'll reach out after you guys have a talent agent, and then and we'll never see you again. But that's all right. That's what happens after we get a talent agent too. We're just working on getting one, and so far we're booked out for a while. So yeah, just reach out if things go well, and you want to be back on.
And wait till they hear that we were 41 minutes over. I got to tell you right now, they're going to be pissed.
Thanks everybody for swinging out. Manasa, Gabby, we got Arc Official for commenting, Sonny, Nick, Jason, even Chadwick for commenting on his own stream. That's pretty phenomenal. As well as
hey, when shit
Will
sounds metal,
here.
you know it sounds metal. It's not my fault I fucking created it. All right.
Michelle, a lot of great commenters tonight. Thank you everybody for joining us. This has of course been episode 14 of the Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 2, presented to you by the Woolen Comedy Club in scenic Bridgewater, Vermont. We're so glad you could join us. Guys, thanks so much as always. And I, of course, signing out for everybody, am Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming, imploring you all to stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Most importantly, in these trying times, remember to stay sane and try not to kill your neighbor. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday. I love you too, Dolores. I'll be back next week with Matt Vita.
And so I didn't get a chance to take my pants off.